Hi, this is Dianna Leighton, Teen Librarian from the Mark and Emily Turner Memorial Library in Presque Isle, Maine. And this is the first in a series of monthly book talks that take a look at books being featured in our Teen Book Club that meets every month on the last Tuesday of the month. And for January, we decided to read Feed by M.T. Anderson. And for me, this is the second M.T. Anderson book that I've read. So it's pretty exciting. I'm a big fan so far of his work. And Feed follows a group of teenagers in a futuristic society where most people have hardware installed in their brains that enables access to an ongoing feed that provides news, entertainment, the capacity to instant message others, and it's constant. It's going all the time. And so it takes a look at how this feed has really shaped society at this point. And Anderson uh, has noted that the reason for choosing a futuristic society is more to look at current trends in an exaggerated sense rather than envisioning a futuristic society. And I think there's definitely some truth in that. The book was written in 2002, a time we were just beginning to get used to the concept of blogs, and we weren't quite there with social networking, but obviously that would emerge soon after. And now we see on Facebook that Facebook now has a news feed and a live feed and personalized advertisements streamlined to your interests and your trends through your online presence. So it definitely hits home pretty close if you do a lot of interaction online or even through your mobile devices, however you want to do it. Um, so it takes a look at that. And it also just takes a look at how society takes on these new technologies, kind of our history of doing this, um, how we look at the risk of it, and yet how we press forward and kind of go into it and then look at the risk later in some ways. And this is best executed through one of Feed's main characters, Violet, who has her feed installed later in life. And she's definitely the character who's questioning its use, looking at its repercussions, um, compared to everybody else who kind of readily accepted it, and at this point almost can't really function without it. Um, so I found that was really interesting. I thought the book was going to be darker at some degree. It's pretty dark, but I thought it would pick a side very obviously, but it really does examine it from all sides, how we were using these different technologies. So I definitely appreciated that. And I really liked how M.D. Anderson integrated the use of language. Right from the first paragraph, readers will notice that there's a lot of slang that's been created and profanity use. But what he really seems to be looking at is how language has changed when you're communicating directly from your brain in this digital environment. You know, is there a necessity for professional language or um, formal language, I guess? It seems like it's leveled at the playing field, and we will notice that adult characters and even the president are integrating slang and profanity in their professional life. Um, and and I think that's a pretty, it definitely could occur, and it is occurring to some degree today. So it's definitely something we're thinking about. Um, so I appreciated that. It definitely, the language in and of itself was almost a character to the story in its own way. Um, the book is also looking at consumerism, almost specifically American consumerism, and again, being written in 2002, it seems to be pulling a lot from that time. Now with the economic downturn, we're sort of reevaluating things as American culture. So that's shifted a little bit. Um, but, looking at environmental repercussions, food production, there's a pretty notable scene where Titus and his girlfriend Violet go to a farm where they essentially grow meat. And there's fields of meat, It's a pretty surreal depiction, and you almost say, well, this could only occur in a book. You could only come up with this creatively. But it does force you to think about, well, what if this did occur? You know, how close are we to this? As a society, are we on that tipping point in any direction? And that's the big thing that does occur in a lot of different ways with this book, is really examining, are we there yet? Are we going to be there yet? Is this the direction that we're going? It's hard to say. That's up to the reader, for sure. I guess I have my opinions on that, and it's definitely, I liked it. It's an accessible book, despite being challenging in the concepts that it's presenting. Um, it's definitely entertaining, and you'll want to keep reading it and reading it and reading it, I think. So, yeah, thumbs up for Feed by M.T. Anderson. It is a book in our collection, so you could stop by and pick it up or reserve it if it's checked out. We also have other M.T. Anderson books. He primarily writes for teens, although again, anybody can pick up most of his books. And I think most adults would appreciate a lot of what he's examining. He also writes some books for tweens and young readers that you may want to take a look at. And that's about it. So that's all for this month, and I'll see you guys next month. Thanks. Bye.